I'm your huckleberry.
This is the Smoking Guns Podcast.
No G with a Z, POD, Smoking Guns Podcast, hanging out with you on another Monday night as we talk all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League. My name is Philip Higginbotham. I'm joined as always by Leo Yamas.
What's up, Smoking Guns Posse?
And sometimes we're joined by Jordan Stubing of the San Antonio Gunslingers. Jordan, how are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
RC is on assignment in Chicago. We told her to go and have fun and enjoy a Cubs game. I think she was out at the Cubs game yesterday, if I saw that post correctly.
Yep, she was.
So we sent her out to Chicago. She sent herself out to Chicago. We have no control. But we needed a third voice because we're moving through our bracket of fan jerseys. We started with 42 of them. We're down to 16. By the end of the night, we'll be down to 4, a final 4 of the jerseys. And we needed a third voice because we got to have 3 votes. And so we reached out to Jordan and said, hey, you want to vote on like which of these designs you love? And he immediately said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So we will talk about jerseys in a little while. But first, we have to talk about a game. We had a game on Saturday night. Arizona Rattlers come into the Freeman Coliseum, 41-39. They take the victory, just edging out the Gunslingers.
By that much.
And, you know, part of you's got to feel okay with it. Like, not okay with, I don't know. Part of you feels like this is one of the best teams in the league, and we went toe-to-toe with them and took them all the way down to the end of the fourth quarter. That's something. There are no moral victories, but that feels better than, you know, getting blown out or things getting really bad, right?
Oh, for sure. Especially knowing that if one or two things had gone just slightly differently, it would have been a different story at the end.
Yeah, that's what makes it bittersweet for me because we took on a super hard team, but we could have beat them.
Yeah, James Palmer says, shocked you're not wearing your new jersey, Leo. We might talk about that a little bit later.
Sure.
He is wearing his favorite, his number one jersey that was his number one choice. I gave him a hard time for not wearing it last week. He wore it this week. I'm wearing mine. Jordan, I believe you're wearing your favorite of the jerseys, aren't you?
One of them, for sure.
There you go. There you go. We'll talk more about jerseys in a minute, but first I want to talk about this Arizona game. Let's just get this out of the way because I think it's the big talking point from the game. The end of the first half, we have a touchdown in hand, 34, 35 seconds left, something like that. And because we don't want to give Kevin Guy, who's really good at this and done this for a long time, any time on the clock to mitigate our score and get his own score, Kali Rashad slides down at the 1 yard line. We are able to call a timeout with 9 seconds left, and we are in control of the clock, of the ball, of everything, and we can score at the end of the half, and we get the ball first in the second half. And if it works out the way it's supposed to, genius move. It doesn't. We get a penalty. We have some other things happen. A couple of incomplete passes later, we are kicking a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. And I've already seen on social media people go, that's why you just score the touchdown. Folks, in hindsight, we can all have that opinion.
You wouldn't be saying that if it had worked.
Right. If it works, everybody's talking about what a genius Kali is and James Fuller is, and that was exactly the right move. I even said it on the broadcast. I don't know that you hear it because the first half of our broadcast was not great. But I mentioned on the broadcast, this is a really smart move, provided it works out for them. It didn't work out.
You have to execute after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you were thinking she wouldn't be watching, Leo, but Loli's checking in. Dolores checking in. Got to make sure that we carry her favorite jersey all the way through to the end. It's up against some stiff competition tonight, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hindsight's a great thing. And
Mhm.
you can tell me, you can come into our comments, or you can reach out to me later tonight or tomorrow and go, absolutely should have taken the touchdown. And everybody that says that to me, I'm going to go, at the time, there's no way you can know that. You have the ball on the 1 yard line. You have 2 plays to score a touchdown. You obviously trust your offense enough to score a touchdown with 2 plays on the 1 yard line. There's no reason.
Yeah, you can't fault the thinking, knowing what we know about indoor football in the game. 30 seconds seems like little time, but it can
It's
a lot of time real quick for an offense to score. So you can't fault the thinking. But yeah, like you say, hindsight 2020, you go back, you really just want to kick yourself. And man, if only we would have, could have, should have.
Alex McSwain with a great idea. He said, I'm not a football coach, but it's one of those situations where I think I line up Warren Thomas as the fullback and just plow a hole for Harper or Collazo. Just a lead blocker running up through there. Now, you got to be careful in the IFL. There are some rules that will keep you from being able to do some of that sort of stuff. But yeah, you would think like a run to the outside with a lead blocker like that or something like that might be key.
Yeah, but even so, even if you change that next play and do that, the problem originated from the snap. It was a bad high snap, and it doesn't matter who you have lining up to take the handoff. If that snap's not executed, better, then you're in the same position and losing yards. And next thing, instead of being a chip in goal to go from the 1 yard line, you're several yards out. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate.
Tyler makes that field goal, keeping us ahead in the game, or keeping us not actually ahead in the game, keeping us close. There's the first half ends. At the end of the game, however, Tyler gets another opportunity to take a 1-point lead with just under a minute left on the clock. Misses that field goal. That ends up being the clincher. Arizona wins by 2 points. I talked to Tyler as I was leaving the building on Saturday night. He was leaving the same time, and I said, "Man, head up! One day you're going to kick the kick that wins the game. You can't worry about this one and fixate on this one."
He was very upset.
He was upset because it's been a couple of bad weeks for him. Just the game in Jacksonville, even though a win, was not a great night for him on the field, and then to have the game come down to your, on your foot, and you don't end up being the hero that you want to be. I understand why he's upset, but got to keep his head up, short memory, move on and move on into next week and into next season, hopefully, for Tyler. We gave up a rare rouge.
We did.
We did.
That went through the legs, I think, of Kali Rashad. From my vantage point, I wasn't able to see it. There was a wall of bodies, but next thing I know, I hear it looks like Kali's about to just recover that kick or field the kick and take off with it. And then next thing I know, I hear the crowd going, "Oh!" And then it just ends up in the end zone. And someone told me it went right through his legs, just like the perfect bounce.
It was. It was just that perfect bounce. Footballs are an odd-shaped ball, and they bounce weird sometimes, and that bounced funny on him, wound up in between his legs and behind him, and all he could do was fall on it in the end zone. Better to fall on it in the end zone than try to do something, crazy and wind up, giving up a touchdown because they recover it in the end zone. I'd rather give them 1 point than 6 points any day.
And you can't fault Kali. That barely ever happens.
No, yeah, this is
Right.
not normal. And for all of, if you look at the balance sheet of Kali Rashad as a gunslinger, and you say, hey, these are the times that he didn't execute, and these are the times he did, he's still way ahead of you on the balance sheet. So that's okay. Those things happen, and like you say, you can't even really count it against him. But if you're going to, you still need to realize that he is very capable and very able of breaking the game open at any point. Naquan Murray had a great game.
He did.
Had a really spectacular game. Joaquin had a great game. Lots of our guys looked really good. This was not Tucson 2 weeks ago, where we came out and looked flat and looked like we were uninterested and just looked like we were giving up. We played hard. We played good. We just played a team that is good, and they were able to eke out a win.
It looks like since that Tucson game, and that this is just speculation on my side, I don't know anything, but I'm just saying from what we've seen on the field, it looks like since that Tucson game, there's been somewhat of an attitude adjustment.
It does.
Yeah, different kind of intensity out there. I remember the feeling after that game of disappointment, and there was no, we took the loss and we're disappointed in taking the loss, and especially knowing that we were this close to our second consecutive win, but you came out of the Freeman Coliseum still feeling good about the team and having a great time. We had a great time in the stands this game, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk some more about the game and the game coming up. I know, Jordan, you have been working hard. You always are working hard on these games, but Outlaw Night is something that is near and dear to you, and that's what we have coming up to finish out the season. So I want to talk to you some about that. But we've got work to do first, guys, because we have 16 jerseys left in our bracket. I got the whole bracket sitting here in front of me, and we get to move through the first round, and then we'll take a break and talk about some of these other things, Outlaw Night, and some more about the game, about the season as a whole, and some things around the IFL, and then we'll move back in and cut those 8 that will be left after this round down to 4. And then we will be back in 2 weeks. Programming note for those of you that love the Smoking Guns podcast and cannot wait for Monday nights. We will not be here next Monday night. The season ends on Saturday. I will be out of pocket, and we just decided to give a whole week. We should let RC know that too, by the way, Leo. But we want to give a whole week to kind of get our thoughts together. We'll come together on the Monday after all of that. The first Monday of August is going to be our wrap-up show for the season. And we don't know what we're doing with the offseason yet. We still haven't decided or discussed it. So the Arizona crop tops, there's got to be a story here. Is there a story here?
There is. When we talk about the game later, but when we get back on that, we'll go over it.
Yeah, because Arizona doesn't seem to have to follow the same the same uniform guidelines as everybody else. But we'll talk about that in a minute, because we got to move into the round of 16. Jordan, first and foremost, are you going to be able to do this? This is going to be picking design. All of these are designs that you've made, that you crafted over the last 3 years. Is this a little like picking your favorite child? Which we don't do. Parents don't have a favorite child, right? We all agree that that's not a thing. But you're going to be able to be to say no to some of your children here, to eliminate them from the running here?
Well, I don't think I'm saying no. I'm just choosing one over the other, which I can do. I mean, I have to, when I'm designing stuff, I have to do the things that I think that I love, but I also have to think from other people's points of view and do things that not necessarily in my wheelhouse or something that I would pick, but that other people would really like. So there's definitely ones that are more near and dear to my heart, like The Goonies, of course, is one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite movies. So obviously that's going to hit a heartstring there. But, it's going to be okay. I love them all no matter what.
Sure.
We got many more to come in the future, so I can't wait to do this at the end of next season. We'll see how many.
see what stays and see what goes. Well, in our first matchup, we got a big one. One of these is going to get eliminated, and I'm not happy about this. Like, I hate that one of these is going to get eliminated, but our first round matchup, or our first matchup of the night, the Smoking Guns podcast jersey and the Chewbacca Star Wars jersey. That's the 2024 Star Wars jersey, if I remember correctly, last year. Chewbacca beat the Second Amendment, the 2A, the Don't Tread on Me jersey in the last round. Smoking Guns beat the Come and Take It jersey. So both of these taking on, patriotic sort of Texas stalwarts, and now we have to choose between these two guys, the Smoking Guns podcast and the Chewbacca. And I guess I get to start because I'm on top of the stack here. This is tough. Like, I love both of these designs, but I just can't say no to our podcast jersey. I like the Chewbacca jersey. It's great, but the other one is a logo that Leo and I spent many hours and much conversation,
many
crafting,
revisions,
and so for it to be prominent on a jersey, I'm gonna go with that one, at least in this particular case, and keep the Smoking Guns podcast out of these two. Leo, what do you think?
Well, I really love the gray with the yellow at the top.
Yes,
that says Rebel, and the gray stripes going down the side of the Chewbacca jersey, and then the gold and nice and big San Antonio Gunslingers emblem on the front, which we might have discussed, kind of reminded us of A New Hope, where he comes out and they give him the gold medallion. So it's a great jersey, but I gotta go with Smoking Guns podcast jersey in its own right, being a great jersey with a great design, and being a little bit biased here, but still,
right.
I'll go with Smoking Guns podcast.
Jordan, I don't know if we've ever had the conversation, but when you designed the Chewbacca jersey, this was your opportunity to give Chewbacca his long-awaited medal, right? Like, they make such a big deal about, hey, Chewbacca doesn't get a medal. Luke does. Han does. Chewbacca doesn't get a medal. This was your opportunity to give Chewbacca a medal. That's part of the thought behind this design. Is that right?
Honestly, I'm being honest, I was not even thinking about that.
Oh, okay.
Just to be totally upfront. But maybe in the back of my mind it was there somewhere, because it's kind of ironic that that's what I went with the gold reflective metal look. I love the Chewbacca jersey. I love all the Star Wars jerseys and the way they've kind of evolved over the years. But the Smoking Guns one is kind of a one-off. It's special. It was fun making it and working with y'all and putting it together. So I'm going to have to go with Smoking Guns on this one.
Whoa, it is unanimous. Chase Risman, by the way, says the Gunslinger logo should be in front of the Brahmas logo. And maybe you're right. I mean, we are much more in tune with the Gunslingers than we ever have been with the Brahmas. However, the reason that that happened this way, and again, this may be something that we added onto Jordan after. I'm a big Artur guy, and so like the creator, the designer, the author is a genius. And so anything that I note that's like, they meant to do it that way, I just credit to the one who created it. But this particular year in 2024, it was the second season of the Brahmas, and it was the fourth season of the San Antonio Gunslingers. So the 2 was the Brahmas, the 4 was the Gunslingers. Jordan, were you thinking about that at all, or am I just giving you credit for something again that you did not think of?
I love that you do this for me, but I think that was another happy accident where I was like, that's exactly what I meant to do, Philip.
Yeah, so that's at least in my mind, that's why the Brahmas are first. If that's not the case, it is interesting, Jordan, that you would put the Brahmas first on this particular jersey. First, as you look at the back, it's on the left, and that's reading left to right. Any particular reason why it just looked better that way? It made more sense in your mind, or just chose one out of a hat? What was the thought process?
So many jerseys ago, it's hard to even remember. I've made so many of these things that sometimes I just have to stare at the computer for an hour before something comes out,
Sure.
At the time, you guys were pretty much a 50-50 split between the two teams. So
at the time, yeah, we were.
I don't think it really made a difference. And there's probably some subconscious level of what I'm doing, but I think it just happened to work out that way on this one.
Well, Smoking Guns will move on, and Chewbacca, he gets his medal, but he doesn't move past the round of 16 on this particular night. We move on to our next round, and it is Leo and Jordan taking on each other here. The Kali Rashad jersey. Kali Rashad beat the fan jersey from 2025, the fan jersey from this year to get to this round. Goonies beat the Fiesta jersey from 2024 to get to this round, and now they match up against each other here. And Leo, you get to vote first.
Well, before I vote, I gotta ask you, Philip, why are you doing this to our guests?
Yeah,
why are you doing this to him? Oh man, we all know how the Gunslingers jersey is near and dear to Jordan, and then right off the bat,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for even me to kind of pick one, but I gotta go with we got 5 on it.
Sure.
I love the design work with on the front with Kali Rashad. You get the profile, you get the action shot, and then you get the focused, mean looking profile, and you even get to see the hand holding the ball, and it's just and then on the back you get the little run, like the running move with the 5 painted on 5 Rashad, nice and big. I love the Goons Up jersey, love the concept behind it, love the movie, love the truffle shuffled on the bottom, in the front, and the logo, but I can't go against that Kali Rashad jersey. It's near perfection.
Iris, Mo, April all agree with you. They're all saying keep number 5. Even James Palmer says I have to go with a Kali jersey. Lots of votes for number 5 here. Now we move to Jordan. Jordan, what's your vote here?
Well, the Kali one was one of the first ones I really just did my thing on. You know what I mean? It was I can't remember what year it was. I want to say it was at least 23 that we did that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I had a lot of fun with that one, and the Cyclops logo on the sleeve was really cool. But Gunslingers is one of the newer ones I've done. I'm super happy with it. I love it. As much as I love Kali, I gotta go with Gunslingers on this one.
So 1-1, I am the deciding vote, and I'm about to make a whole bunch of people mad when I pick the Gunslingers jersey here. I just love this design. I love the sleeves. Something about the sleeves just speaks to me. I love the color scheme. I don't even have this Kali jersey. It's just not my style. It's great. It's just not something I see myself wearing. And so I've never bought it. I love Kali. I love everything that he does for this team and how long he's been here. It's just not a style that spoke to me. And so I never bought it. And I love the Gunslingers jersey. So I get to be the deciding vote here. As much as I love Kali, this isn't anything about the player. This is about a jersey. And I'm going to move the Goonies along. And they're going to move on to the Elite 8, and Kali Rashad is going to end his run right here. In this particular,
I can't be mad at Jordan, but I can be mad at you, Philip. I can be mad at you, but I get it. But I'm still mad at you.
Alex McSwain.
Go ahead.
Alex McSwain says, I agree with Philip. Absolutely awesome jersey, just not my style.
Well, on that note, I think going into upcoming season, it's kind of hard to do player jerseys other than guys like Collie, just because, you know, there's a lot of turnaround in this league. But we're going to get a jump on who's going to be here next season and try and do a more traditional player jersey where it's number on the front, number on the back with their name. So it's not so much
very cool.
I'm going to pick this certain style of jersey rather than I just want to support this player. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand. Although I do love these very few players, only 2 that I can remember have gotten their own
There's only
player jersey like this. It's and both of them are in this round. We have Callie here and we have Sam a little later. And both of them very deserving of that. And both have their own. See, that's not the thing. Mrs. Highlander says, "Why does Philip hate Kali?" That is not the thing. In any case, Gunslingers moves on. We move now to one of the harder ones for me to pick. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be very difficult for me, and I don't have to go first. Jordan does. Wolverine on one side. Wolverine took on the rocker, what I have called the rocker jersey. It was the blackout jersey with the red accent all the way around it. Joker got here after beating the neon 80s themed retro jersey, and both of them lined up here against each other. Wolverine and Joker. Already seeing votes come in on the comments, but Jordan, you get to start us off here.
So both of these are an example of when I start out frustrated and then everything just kind of comes together in the end, and I'm super happy with the end product. You know, like I said earlier, a lot of times, you know, I make so many of these, sometimes I get like burnout where I feel creatively brain dead on what to do next and how to come up with something fresh. But both of these, I was real happy with the end product.
Tough one.
I really love the way the Joker came out with the Heath Ledger face and the 13, the stitches, just all the little touches on that one. I really don't want to pick either one of these, but I guess I'm going to go with Joker on this one.
Oh, wow. Leo, I'm going to make your vote not even count on your favorite jersey.
Oh.
I am also picking Joker here. Mainly because I love this Wolverine jersey. Every time I put this Wolverine jersey on, I am impressed with it. The colors are absolutely incredible. It looks great. The only reason I would pick Joker over this particular jersey is simply because I got a preview of the Joker jersey when it was something different.
Yeah.
And gave a little bit of input about, I don't know that I would do this way. I would maybe try something more like this. And Jordan took that input and worked it in, and I think it made it better. I believe it did. I think Jordan believes it did too. And so I have a personal connection in the design aspect of the Joker jersey that I just don't have with any other jersey. And so that alone is enough to sway my vote. I am easy. Abel Chavez Garcia says that's biased. Yep,
no doubt.
Sure is. Definitely is. Certainly is. And so I'm going to pick the Joker. Leo, your vote?
Well, now I can be mad at both of you. And also, I don't mind being the only one who's right. That's okay. I'll be the only one who's right. You said the Wolverine jersey is. I love them both. Don't get me wrong. They're both so cool. Good. I own them both. But that Wolverine is just spot on.
It is so good. It is so good. Like,
and
I
cool
hate
about the Wolverine is I didn't know he was going to wear the cowl in the movie. Because I knew this before Deadpool vs. Wolverine came out. And then it was like kind of a secret reveal that he wore the cowl in the movie. Also, I didn't know there was going to be a cowboy Deadpool. And that was a lucky bet too, because in the movie you got a cowboy Deadpool. So both of them kind of another one of those happy accidents. I guess I'm just lucky.
Sure.
But I think if we were in different brackets, they'd come down to the final two for sure.
Possibly, yeah. It's always rough when you have two really strong candidates meet in a bracket like this, and you're like, I don't want either of these to go away. But unfortunately, Wolverine is going to go away here. I'm not really stoked about that. but I have to pick one, and I gave you my reasons. I really do love the Wolverine jersey. It's one of the best. If it had not had to go up against this one, I might have picked it. We move on to Joker's nemesis, Batman versus the Stormtrooper here. Batman beat the very first Star Wars jersey, the Rebel pilot jersey, to get here. The Stormtrooper beat the old school retro 80s jersey, 80s logo jersey. One of the very first retro jerseys I think Jordan created back in 2023. And so now we get to pick between Batman and Stormtrooper. I am going to him and haw for a few minutes. I don't know. I'm going to go with Batman. I'm going to go with the Batman jersey here. I asked for Batman for years. We finally got it. It looks great. It gives off everything that I want out of a Batman jersey, and I asked for it over and over and over again, and Jordan delivered in an excellent way. I like the Stormtrooper jersey a lot. There is absolutely nothing that I am discounting this Stormtrooper jersey for. I just like the Batman one better. It's just a matter of liking that one better. Leo, where are you at?
Oh, making this one tough. By the way, in the comments, I just want to bring up Jordan. Keep in mind a Superman jersey for next season, because it looks like we got some fans that are really wanting a Superman jersey.
I was working on a Superman jersey because I knew the movie was coming out.
Yeah.
It just wasn't coming together. And
and as an artist,
the way the blues and the yellows, and I was trying to do the logo with the G, but it doesn't really work with the new James Gunn Superman sleek style, and I wasn't feeling it, so I just wasn't going to put out something just to put something out. So, but I was trying.
Abel Chavez Garcia is livid over no Superman jersey, and he thinks I'm ignoring him. He's just commenting so fast that I'm not able to get all of his comments here, but he really, really feels like you missed the boat on a Superman jersey here. But
well, there you go. From the artist himself, I would rather wait to get the perfect Superman jersey than have one rushed out that doesn't quite, feel right to the artist. So I'm more than happy to wait another season or even two, or whenever that perfect Superman jersey comes from the man himself, then that's the one that I want. So
if you've watched the movie, there may be another one. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but next season we'll have some opportunities to right that wrong. So
nice. So
Abel says, sorry, this is my first live finally, and I gotta let it be known. Hey, we love the interaction.
Yep.
You're moving faster than I can move, so don't get mad at me when I don't throw every comment up there, but you are keep interacting with us. We love that. Leo, it's your vote, and you got a tough one here.
Yeah, it's super tough. Oh gosh, I didn't realize I was going to be first for this one.
No, I already voted Batman.
Oh, you voted Batman, so I'm second.
You are.
Okay. I'm going to go Stormtrooper, but just barely.
Okay.
Just barely. I really love them both, but I'm going to go Stormtrooper just because, I mean, Jordan, you really nailed this one with the whole Stormtrooper going around the back and the belt and the black and white and the Matangas.
Yeah.
Everything about it just flows. The design is so good. Not that the Gunslingers Batman one isn't. The Gunslinger, the Stormtrooper one is just one of my favorites to wear just for whenever.
I have my Stormtrooper one here in my office with me. Like, I have it.
Yeah. It's so cool. Both of these are really cool. Tough choice. I'm going to go Stormtrooper and mostly because it means that I'm not the one deciding.
Jay Washington says Batman, it doesn't miss like the Stormtroopers. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Jordan, you get to decide here. It's your least favorite thing to do because your vote is going to eliminate one of these.
Sorry, I'm getting attacked by my German Shepherd right now. So Batman was tough for me. I had that on the shelf, the bones of it, and from last year, and it was kind of like Superman this year. I just wasn't happy with the way it was turning out, and then I pulled it up again this year, and then that's when I came up with the bat logo with the guns, and it kind of came together. But this Stormtrooper one is my favorite of all the Star Wars ones for sure. It's kind of got like a graffiti vibe to it for me for some reason. The way the helmet looks, and I'm gonna have to go Stormtrooper on this one.
Ooh, I'm surprised.
Batman goes down.
Yeah.
In the round of 16. That hurts. That hurts.
Sorry, James.
And what April was talking about, what you brought up a minute ago, I made a whole Star Wars jersey for Matangas that I don't know if you saw their pizza box that they did for Star Wars.
Yes.
It incorporates all that into the jersey, and you have Darth Vader with the pizza cutter and the Death Star and the pizza Death Stars and all the stuff. It's there. Matt just decided to wait on that one because they were going to order the other one that I made that y'all voted on last time.
Right.
So,
James Palmer says, okay, I'm out. See y'all later. He's giving up. We have eliminated Batman, and he is done with it. He is not having it.
Hey, at least you got a Batman, dude.
Yeah, you got your Batman jersey. You can wear it all the time. It finds its way in my rotation. Like I have a rotates all the time, wear all the time, and then I have some that I like, but I don't wear as often. Batman is in that first category along with the military jersey I'm wearing tonight. James Palmer says he's canceling his monthly donation. He's done. He's out. Somebody mentioned that Matangas should do Pizza the Hut. That would be a Spaceballs reference there. Yeah.
Spaceballs 2 next year.
So Batman moves on, and we move to the opposite side of the bracket. We are halfway through the round. 6 shooters in the night, and the 2024. I almost said 1924, and that would have been wrong. The 2024 Outlaw jersey, 6 shooters on the top there, and they took out the pink jersey. The pink jerseys, the 25 and 24 jerseys took on each other. 25 came out of that in the play-in round, and 6 shooters eliminated them to get here. Outlaw 24 took on the American flag from 2023 and moved on to this particular round. And so now we have the 6 shooters taking on last year's Outlaw jersey. And Leo, you are starting things off here.
I got to go 6 shooters. Love that jersey. I think it's awesome. I love the classic look, the pit up girl look on it, and just the classic look on the back with the flames and the big bold 6. And I think it's a great jersey. It's one of my favorites to maybe win this whole thing. Although in the comments we're seeing lots of Outlaw. I'm really surprised how many.
Also, a comment I cannot let go. We were just talking about Batman getting eliminated. Jessica Palmer says, James Palmer has so much Batman stuff, he will survive. She's not going to let him leave the show over something as simple as a Batman jersey. Leo goes with the 6 shooters jersey. Jordan, it is your vote next, sir.
The 6 shooters one is so crazy because I threw that together. I wasn't even planning to sell it. It was going to just be for the cheerleaders themselves. And then I got some extras. And then it was like one of the most popular ones I've done this year. So, but I really like it. I'm really happy with it. Outlaw holds a special place in my heart. That's the first Outlaw jersey we ever did. I'm going to have to go with Outlaw.
Oh, making my vote the deciding factor. I'm about to make everybody in the chat mad, along with Jordan here. I'm going 6 shooters. I love the theme that carries all the way through from the truck to the jersey to this hat, which we're going to talk about in a little while. This hat I'm wearing, there is a theme that just kind of carries all the way through. and it allows the 6-shooters to be their own thing. They are not the Gunslinger-ettes. They are their own thing, and it is this brand that is being created and carrying through all the way, and I love that, and the jersey is a big part of that. I don't own this jersey yet, and I've got to fix that because I love just everything. The thing that I thought about the truck when it showed up is, why is it yellow? And it doesn't matter anymore because that's a thing now. That is part of the brand. The story behind it, and I realize the story behind it is probably something as simple as that's the color we got the truck, and we didn't want to worry about doing a whole wrap or repainting it. It doesn't even matter because now it's tied into everything else, 6-shooters and sort of this branding that is being created. Jordan, am I right? Is that ultimately why the truck is yellow?
I had such a headache with that truck. Because Pop got it, and that was his big idea, that what he wanted to use it for. It actually was going to be the ultimate kick for cash prize. So 24. It was supposed to be, we're doing kick for cash all year long, and then at the end we're going to do this big kickoff, and whoever wins gets the truck. Well, that never happened because we never got the truck wrap because we didn't know what to do with it. Because it was a culinary hot rod. So it had bright red rims. It had a bright yellow paint job like mustard and ketchup. It had this mural of a chef on the back. The gas pedal's a spoon still to this day. So it had like a food theme to it. We just didn't know what to do with it. And then this year we were like, okay, we're gonna make this happen. So I told Pop, or Don Rackler, I was like, you need to come in my office and help me figure out what I'm gonna do with this truck because I don't know what to do with this yellow thing. And so he came in, and then he said, we're not going to give it away. We're going to make it the 6-shooter truck. Gave me about 200 ideas of what we could possibly do because he's great at that stuff. And then I just kind of took all of the stuff he gave me, and it was no like drawing of what it was going to look like at the beginning. It just kind of piece by piece by piece came together as we worked on it. And then at the end, I was like, well, maybe we should get like one more t-shirt cannon. He goes, you know what? We're going to get 6. And we're going to put the girls on here. And then that's when it became 6-shooter, 6-pack, and the whole thing came together. So it was definitely
awesome.
And I'm so happy that it's become this thing with the yellow and the theme and the brand. And it worked out. You know, it's cool how things like that happen organically over time.
Well, yeah, it is becoming. I almost said this, and Jay Washington asked the same thing. He says next year we need to consider like a 6-pack jersey, like the truck, like a truck. Base jersey with the truck there on the front of it. I feel like this is almost that. Like it is like the truck in jersey form, you know. But
for sure. Well, I'm sure it'll continue to evolve.
I love it. And so 6-shooters moves on, and Outlaw 24 is eliminated. That's okay. There's a new great jersey coming for 25 for the Outlaw. We'll talk about that in a little while. Your next matchup, guys. Sam Castronova, quarterback 1, when he was announced as a gunslinger. This hit the market at the same time he was announced as the quarterback 1 last year going into the season. It goes up against Wonder Woman. Castronova, he beat the Chainsaw Massacre variant, and Wonder Woman beat the Hulk to get here, as she would. Let's be fair. He's got a thing for ladies anyway, so she would absolutely beat him. So now they come up against each other, Sam Castronova and the Wonder Woman jersey. And Jordan, you get to start us off here.
So this jersey was Manas's idea before, as Sam came aboard. It was not as successful as he thought it was going to be, but it was still very cool. It was fun to make. Wonder Woman is one of my. I really love the way Wonder Woman came out. Another one that I kind of banged my head against the wall for a little while. April helped me a lot with this one. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Wonder Woman.
And I'm going to follow you. I love Sam, but very much like the Kali Rashad jersey, while I love Kali and Sam, the design of this just never blew me away necessarily. It wasn't my thing. It's somebody's, and I like it, but it was just never. I get it, Old West and the desert kind of color to it, and the sepia tone. I understand what the design's doing. It just didn't.
I had to do it that way because he's in a Jacksonville uniform.
Right.
Mhm.
No, I understand. Yeah, you had to
Photoshop it and try and
right.
get that out the best way I could. But
On the other side, though, this Wonder Woman jersey, and I think I've mentioned this before, I love the attention to detail on some of these things, and the fact that you went with a very golden age of comics sort of look, both in the 40s sort of styling in the burst behind her, which is almost imperceptible until you see the jersey in person, but you can see it here on this image. The burst behind her and the font that you use all draw us back to sort of a 40s era sort of styling, and I like so much about the details of the Wonder Woman jersey. So I'm gonna get Leo off the hook and make sure he doesn't have to make Dolores very angry, because I know what her vote is. And I'm gonna pick Wonder Woman too. Leo, what would your vote have been?
Oh, Wonder Woman, easily. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna let my dogs out real quick.
Yep.
For a lot of the same reasons that you said, Philip. You know, it's a great design, and it looks even better in person than it does on the screen, because you're right. You can see that burst in the background, that variation in color. Yeah, it's very, very, very cool design. It really stands out. You know, love me some Wonder Woman. So yeah, definitely Wonder Woman. Do miss Sam, and we'll always respect Sam, and I'm rooting for him now that he's in the playoffs, you know, and I'll be rooting for him since we're not going to be in the dance, but going with Wonder Woman in this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. And most others agreed. I think the only vote I saw for Sam for quarterback one was Mo. Poor Mo Ferrante. I think that's the second or third one that we've eliminated that she has voted for. Sorry about that. We're not doing it on purpose, but yeah, Wonder Woman moves on and Sam eliminated. And then we get to a battle that we did not set up this way. It just came down to this. These are two military appreciation jerseys. The one on the right there is one of your first, isn't it? One of your first military appreciation jerseys.
This is the second series. So
okay.
22, I did the American flag, just like a basic American flag, and then there was a military green version of the American flag. And then this was 23, so that would have been this one, and then an older looking. I think we voted that one out, or y'all voted that one out last.
Yes. Week. Yeah, I believe so. Chase Risman says he's rooting for Green Bay Blizzard in the IFL playoffs. Will you go right ahead and do that? I'm all in on Tulsa. I want Sam to win 2 indoor championships in the same year. I think that is spectacular. So you got your second season, or your second series of the Gunslinger jersey here on the right, and then on the left you have the 2025 jersey, the jersey I'm wearing today, one that I have on record saying is my favorite jersey. And since I have the first vote, it is going to be no one's surprise that I'm going to vote for the left here, the 2025 jersey. It is by far my favorite. It is the one that I grab first. If it's clean and in my closet and I'm wearing a jersey that day, that's the jersey I'm wearing. I wore it on Friday when we went to Victoria to do some shopping and get oil changed and some of that kind of stuff. I got to talk to a couple of people on Friday in Victoria about the Gunslingers because they asked about my jersey because I wore it on Friday. Now we're back on Monday and I'm wearing it again. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and so that's going to be my vote. Leo, your turn.
25 military appreciation jersey. I think it's one of the best jerseys Jordan has done to this point. It's very popular. It's sold out really quickly. There's still a lot of people out there that wishing they would have been able to get it, and for good reason. It's an outstanding design. Love the big numbers on both sides of the jersey and Gunslingers and the nameplate. Very, very cool. And then it's black. Black looks great. Yeah, great jersey. That's my choice.
Well, it's already got 2 votes, but Jordan, what's your vote here?
So I mean, it's all an evolution. I love the one on the right, the 23 one, but it's super busy. But it's just me developing as I've designed these things over the years. You kind of got to learn the lesson that less is more. I really love the way the 25 one came out. I love how clean it is. I love the way it looks. I'm gonna have to go with 25 as well.
Unanimous. James Palmer asking, did more of the 25s get ordered? You had mentioned that you were going to do a reorder, or you were thinking about doing a reorder on those.
I'm going to. It's probably going to be an off-season in an online store type deal.
Yeah.
Because we have so many right now over the last few games that have stacked up. We really want to try and sell those. But there's several things I'm going to do in the off-season. We're going to do another Halloween jersey. Some cool limited edition stuff that'll help promote our online store. This will definitely be one of them that comes back before the end of the year.
Very cool. Very cool. April is renewing her ask for a first responders jersey next season. I know that's something that you probably already have in the works.
I made one. It just became a matter of it was a timeline thing. I was running out of time, and like I said, we had so many that we stacked up over the last few games that it just kind of came down to that. That's another thing that we could totally put on the online store. I have a design that I made. I don't know if you saw the tabletops at this last game, but the tabletops that we did, I pulled out of the jersey design that I had made.
Gotcha.
So we can probably make that happen.
Absolutely. We have one more matchup here in this round of 16 to cut it down to 8, and that is the Deadpool jersey versus the Venom jersey. One goes home, and I believe, Leo, you are starting us off here. So go for it, sir.
Oh, man.
Remember, you already lost the Wolverine jersey.
I know. Oh, man.
Tough.
This is super tough. Oh, I'm going to go with Venom just because how clean it is. Just the black and white, and it's just simple. But that simplicity and that contrast just is so striking. Like I get complimented on that jersey all the time because it just really hits you.
I did not expect this at all. I was certain that Leo was a Deadpool vote here. I would have laid my, I don't make bets. I would have laid money that Leo was going to be a Deadpool vote here, and I would have lost. I can't believe that. That is shocking to me.
Hey,
Leo goes with Venom.
I love Venom. I mean, I love Deadpool, the character, and I love both these jerseys, but I love the Venom jersey more. We're voting on jerseys here, not characters, so I gotta go Venom.
You're right. You're right. Jordan, you're up. Your vote.
I think Venom is probably one of the most successful ones that I've made. Because I made the Venom jersey, I made a hoodie that looks real similar to it, and a hat, and all 3 of them sold out pretty quickly. And I did 4 superhero jerseys that year, and that was by far the most successful. I'm gonna have to go with Venom too. It's probably one of my top 5 out of all of them.
And that will make it unanimous because I'm going to go with the Venom too. There was a time, right about this time, where I was in a different financial situation than I am now. Right now, jerseys come up and I'm like, yes, I'm getting it. Some of the jerseys that came out around this time, I would have to forego because we just didn't have it. It just wasn't there. It was that time in our lives as a family. This is one that it did not matter. I had to have it. I had to buy it. And I also bought the hat and have the hat at home. I love it. I was a big Venom fan when I was a kid. And it is just so clean. The black and white. You talked a second ago about less is more. This is one of those that just kind of speaks to that because I think there would be part of you that would go, I need to do more with this. This is too simplified. This needs something else, whether it's some sort of texture to the black. that creates some sort of depth on it. And the restraint you show here at just going with the straight black and white is incredible.
Well, I think one thing that's cool about what we're doing right now is it'd be cool to revisit some of these greatest hits next year and kind of do a 2.0.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially on the older ones.
James Palmer says, is San Antonio spelled wrong or is it just me? Remember, these are mock-ups that did not necessarily end up on the jersey. Don't go check your jersey at home. It was fixed before it got to that stage, the printing stage.
Now, there is certain ones that did not get caught before the printing stage, but I'm not going to tell you what they are.
So that takes us down to 8, and as we get a little later in the episode, we will take on those 8, and we will cull them down to 4. We have 8 left: the Smoking Guns podcast, the Gunslingers, the Joker, the Stormtrooper. On the other side of the bracket, we have the 6 Shooters and Wonder Woman, Military 25, and Venom, all still out there and still able to be crowned the greatest jersey. That is a pretty strong 8 right there. That is going to be tough votes coming up at the end of the episode here. But now we get to move into some more talk about the game. Let's talk about the experience. So one of our favorite things up in the booth last year in the game against Massachusetts, and once again at this game against Arizona, was the prayer. The prayer comes from the chaplain of the SAPD, and at the end of both of those prayers, both last year and again this year, she prayed for the team, the opponents, and that they would be a little less heartbroken in their loss. Now, it didn't work out that way, but it's just kind of fun. And I noted this time when she said it, because I was waiting for it. She said it last year, and I was waiting to see if she'd do it this year. I watched Arizona as she said that, and there were a whole bunch of them that kind of looked up and like, did she just say that? And she did. She absolutely did say that. It was really neat. I don't know about using prayer. I'm a pastor, and certain things are really, really important. Using prayer as a cheering platform for your team is one of those things that I'm conflicted on theologically, but as a fan, it was a lot of fun.
I think she can get away with it.
Yeah, I was certainly looking forward to it. I was
away with it, but I think she can get away with it.
Yeah. I was wondering if she was going to do it again, and I was looking forward to it, and I thought it was great that she did that both times. I will say, though, I think we lost both games.
No, we won the last one.
We won the Massachusetts game.
Did we win the Massachusetts? Okay. I was going to say maybe it's unlucky and she shouldn't do that anymore, but if we're 1-1, then I'll be looking forward to it in 2026.
A tiebreaker next year.
Yeah.
I think he's frozen.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Philip is frozen up. I thought he was like reading through comments or something.
Yeah. He's reading a really long one.
Yeah. Missions highlighter says there was such a buzz from the crowd after she said that. Yeah.
Big pop.
Everybody loved that and was cheering. And then also the first responders, we had the young lady from SAPD that sang the national anthem.
Yeah, she killed it again.
Oh, again. Yeah. I remember leaning over to Lolis and saying, oh man, that she was awesome last year. I can't wait to hear this. And yeah, she killed it again. Absolutely fantastic rendition of the national anthem from that young lady. I don't know her name. I apologize, but I remember both the prayer and the national anthem from last season, and I was really happy to see them both return for this game.
Cool. Can thank April for that. She makes all that happen.
Wow. April. Yeah, she's fantastic.
I was impressed with the national anthem and the fact that she's just an officer with the San Antonio Police Department and has that voice. Like, awesome. Really awesome. Really incredible. The flags being brought in, which may or may not have contributed to some of the problems we had on the broadcast. We feel like there are some cords that run across the top of the PA announcer up there, and as they were walking down, they may have accidentally hit something that may have caused some of the problem. I know there was also a Wi-Fi aspect of the issue with the broadcast. Everything that could go wrong went wrong ultimately with our broadcast, and it's reflected in the broadcast that you see on the IFL network. We're not proud of it, but I gotta tell you, there were about 15 people working very hard to get it corrected as fast as they could. Nobody was just sitting on their hands trying to get that corrected. A lot of people working very hard to make sure we could get the game online as quickly as possible.
And in your defense, I don't think I've watched a stream from an away game where there wasn't some kind of issue. So,
yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do some work here, but let's talk a little bit about Outlaw Night, since that's what we got coming up. Jordan, you love this. It's not born out of, it's not Stranger Things. It's not Star Wars. It's not a theme that a lot of other teams carry, but it is a theme that has become part of our zeitgeist here in San Antonio over the last 3 years. And it is something that you have a special connection to and a heart. What was it born out of, and why is it so? Why is it your? It is your favorite. Am I wrong in saying it is your favorite night of the calendar?
No, I love Outlaw Night.
Why? Why is this such a big deal?
I think it's just so cool to do, the dark side one time. And I love it at the end. It's at the end of the season. We're going out. It lets the boys be the bad guys for one night and kick butt. And they love it. I love it. We get a special uniform. This year we're getting a special ball. It's a whole thing. I love the vibe of it. I've always been an outlaw my whole life, in one sense or another. I just love the way it vibes.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the design. It has grown, and it has become something new and better every year. Red and black, along with the white helmet, obviously, because you guys aren't going to wrap a whole new helmet for all the players. That gets cost prohibitive, I know. But tell us how you kind of lit upon the design and some of your process of getting it to the point that we're going to see it on Saturday night.
So last year was our first Outlaw Night, if I'm not mistaken, right? Getting that wrong? I think so. So the idea was black and red, and that's what the fan jersey was. That's what the uniform was, with aside from a few highlights, which was cool. But this year we've incorporated the white. It's a more well-rounded design, in my opinion, and it brings in the helmet, which kind of works too. So like everything else, things evolve year to year. I'm really happy with what we came up with this year. When y'all see the uniforms on the players, I think they're going to look awesome. There was a slight issue with a belt buckle placement last year, which I wasn't very happy with on the uniform. So we've eliminated things like that. I think it's going to look awesome once the guys get them on. The balls look awesome. The Outlaw balls were super cool, and I think it's all gonna come together and be really cool. Really cool end of the season, a way to send us out right. And plus we're playing NAZ, which is another cowboy team, so to speak. So it's kind of cool that it's kind of a showdown, and we get to be, the dark side of that, which I like. So hopefully we come through and put on a good show for everyone. And the band is super cool too.
I know we have this conversation every time we play NAZ, but both teams have this very specific almost overlap in that our colors are red, white, and blue. We both have this cowboy theme, or this, they're the Wranglers. We're the what are we? Gunslingers, and both using, just very similar vibe to both teams. And we've done the math and done the research. I think we have on our end, and you have too, Jordan. And it just kind of ended up being two teams that created something very similar at basically the same time. Nobody stole anything from anybody else. It just kind of happened that way. Is that right? Am I thinking of that right?
I mean, their logo looks real similar to yours, so on that.
Mhm.
It does. It does. I want to say we use the same cowboy. Like our cowboy and their cowboy is the same cowboy.
100%. I did the side-by-side comparison and everything. I think I sent it to you a while back.
Yeah.
Their cowboys disarmed, though, and we've got the smoking guns, so our cowboy wins.
Yeah, they're holding range, they're holding pistols. So
yep.
For sure.
And their uniform looks so similar to ours. So it's really cool the way it worked out, where we're playing them for Outlaw Night, where we're going to come out in something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And really stand out, So
Mass Bandit of San Antonio says he needs to do all the new jerseys that have IFL logos because all his old ones have NAL logos. Abel giving him a hard time and says, we've been in the IFL for 2 years already.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. James Palmer mentioning we finally need to beat NAZ. We played them one other time last season. I think we only had one game against them last season. We lost. They were one of the best teams in the league in the regular season last year. They are not that this year.
No.
This is one of those teams where records should matter and you should win, period.
Which should be a pretty big blowout, I would think. But I don't want to speak.
Yeah, you don't want to count your chickens, right?
My desk, but the way we just played the Rattlers.
Should be able to. Should be able to. Should be a good night for us.
2 in a row. The way we played Jacksonville, the way we played Arizona,
yeah.
we are on the upswing. I realize it's the end of the season and all of the things that we've talked about before, but we are playing good football right now. And NAZ at almost no point this season has been playing good football. That alone should be enough to secure the win. That doesn't mean it will. We've seen stranger things happen. Stranger things.
Yeah, I like Jordan's. I like what Jordan had to say about the Outlaw Night, though, and kind of being the bad guy and playing that role. And it's the last game of the season, and come out and be a little nasty. Like the old Popovich saying, we need some nasty. I wouldn't mind some nasty out there on the field a little bit, just to make a point and send the fans home with something to remember from the Freeman Coliseum. Definitely looking forward to that. Should be fun.
No, it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a nice change of pace, something different. I think the guys, it does a lot for the team to be able to rock something different and feel fresh and feel like a badass, forgive my French, and come out and rock it and go out with a bang,
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're gonna see a new game ball. There's an outlaw game ball, outlaw uniforms on the field, and then an outlaw fan jersey. A fan jersey that I considered, because I had the file, I had the picture, putting into our bracket, but I just couldn't do it because it had not been, no one had seen it in person.
Got to give it a chance.
It feels wrong to put something out there that doesn't truly exist yet, but it's really, really solid.
Fantastic.
What is new? What is different? What are the things that you're really proud of? Because I know each one of these, you have things where you're like, I really love that we were able to do this and this on this particular jersey. What are those things on this one, Jordan?
I love, well, So I took a note from military 25 with the number on the front and the back, which was a big hit.
Yep.
So did that again, although it's pretty crazy font, but I think it looks pretty cool. I love the way the Outlaw logo came out on the back of the jersey.
Yes.
So I ended up in the original mock-up for the uniforms, I had like a gray, kind of like what you see on the sleeve, a gray, red, and black version of the regular Gunslinger logo. And towards the end, I ended swapping that for that skull logo on the back. So the skull logo on the back of this fan jersey is what's going to be on the sleeve of the uniform.
Gotcha.
So that's a cool little touch. And I love the way the skull hands came out on the front, the way they kind of frame up the number. It all just kind of came together. And the background with the skulls is actually on another jersey from, I think it was last year, the Rocker jersey. But I loved that background so much, and I felt like it kind of got washed out with that Rocker jersey. It was kind of like a real faded look. There wasn't a lot of color in it. So I brought it back. I brought the white in. I brought the pinstriping in, and I think it all really came together nicely.
Yeah, it looks really good. I do love the pinstriping, the tribal sort of feel of the pinstriping. And then there's something that somebody brought up here that I was going to say too. We need more the simple SAG logo, the round one with the guns.
Yeah.
I would love to see. This is my favorite Gunslinger hat, and it's from Outlaw Night last year. Yes. And it's got the barbed wire circled Gunslinger logo. I wear this hat all the time. In fact, you just saw me pull it off my desk here in my office because I wore it up to the office one day, just a few days ago. That simple logo on a hat with an offset logo, offset like this on the hat, would pull some money out of my wallet real fast. Just saying. If that were to exist at some point, it would be something that would wind up high on my list of things.
I think I'm ordering hats tomorrow, so I'm gonna have some special Outlaw hats. I'm gonna do something special for the coaches that go with this theme, so they can come out and feel like they're part of that vibe too. So I can definitely make that happen. I think we should do an offset SAG logo, just a basic black.
Yeah.
Then I think there should be something that has some of these Outlaw vibes from the jersey as well. April's telling me to show you what I'm wearing right now. I did let's see how I can turn this here. I did a Coors Light logo that came out really cool for this last game too. It's
that's cool.
One of my favorites that I've done lately. So
along with a 6-shooter 6-pack hat, which I'm wearing here today.
So and I think these are the same style as that Outlaw one that you just showed with the.
It is. Yeah, these are the same model. That's the word I'm looking for.
They fit well. They're cool. They're not hot.
No, yeah, they're great.
They cost a little extra, but they're worth it.
I do like the 6-pack hat. It's funny. Here, I'm going to take this down so that people can see it maybe a little better. It's funny. I was telling you this before the show, and I just don't know any other way to say it. Every way I compliment this hat, because as soon as I saw it, I had to grab one. But it feels like I'm saying something negative about it. It feels like I'm almost calling it a redneck sort of thing. Any way I can compliment it. So I grew up with a dad that built dirt track race cars for a buddy of his who raced them. And so I spent many Saturday nights at Devil's Bowl Speedway and North Texas Motor Speedway up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This cap has a very sort of dirt track hot ride sort of vibe to it that I really, really liked. And then when I was talking to Leo before we did the show, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, you know what it looks like? It looks like Dale Gribble's hat a little bit. I realize it's red instead of orange, and there's a whole argument about whether Dale Gribble's Mack truck hat is orange or red. People get really, really, really passionate about that.
Depends on what setting your TV's on.
Yeah, it really does matter. But as I was looking at it, I saw just sort of a Dale Gribble sort of vibe. Both of those things make it sound like I'm dissing this hat. I'm not. I really, really like it.
Now I want to do a whole the Hill jersey. I want to put Gunslinger and Mike Judge style and animation. Juices are flowing on that one.
That would be awesome. Philip, you should, as ugly as this might make our screens look, you should kind of put myself and Jordan. Yeah, there you go. So we can get a better look at the hat.
I like it.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. All right, now we get your mug off the screen.
Hey, well, we should do the show like this. This is what everybody pays to see. They can still hear your voices, and that's what's important, right?
Yeah,
no. Can't wait to grab the Outlaw mask. That's right. You guys are going to have bandanas. Is that right?
Yes. I wish I had mine with me, but it's last year we did a black bandana with red print, red ink, and then this year we went with a red bandana with black ink, but it's also a variation on the design.
Gotcha.
So it works out for if you fold it and wear it outlaw style, you have some guns sitting right at the bottom. So
Abel Chavez says, "Boo, we want Leo."
That's not much better. No.
There you go. Nope. I just. How do I get? There we go. There you go. There's Leo. Now you get your own Leo cam there for a second. You asked for it. You got it.
I don't like that either. No.
James Palmer says if it was pink, he wouldn't have wanted it. I always get made fun of. Alex McSwain says, I feel like Tyler Huddle would love the hat if he hasn't seen it yet. That would be
Tyler loves everything.
What is that? All of the special outlaw themed stuff that's going to happen that you want to tell? There may be some surprises. You never know, folks. But bandanas, some new merch, fan jersey, new players, uniforms, ball. Another ball for my collection. I got 5 of them already. Or 4 of them already. I'll have a 5th one up there soon.
There's only so much I can do before they start yelling at me just to quit ordering stuff. But I think at this final game, there's going to be a big clearance section for stuff from prior years.
Sure.
So keep that in mind. That way we can kind of reset the floor. It's 50% off tickets, like James is saying. We want to pack the house. Let's get everybody in here. There's the jersey auction. So the new jerseys, the Outlaw jerseys, will be auctioned off right after the game. So whoever your favorite player is, there's also going to be blank ones that we can do custom name options on.
Nice.
At my shop. So if you want to do something cool, you can get with me and we can do whatever font, and we can get crazy with it. I screen print all those in my shop.
Gotcha.
We can do whatever.
Very cool.
I order these so early on in the season, and you know how the roster moves around. So I don't even put names on them when I order them. I custom do all the names in my shop. So
gotcha.
Gives us cool options to play with the custom stuff. So there's also that.
Alex McSwain, clearance is my favorite clothing brand. Same, sir. Abel Garcia, who are we never seeing again in a Gunslinger jersey after this game? And then he asked, could it be the end of the Kali era? Why you gotta, we're going to enjoy this game and all of these players. And yes, there are going to be, he's right. There are going to be guys that this is your last opportunity to see them play in San Antonio or for the Gunslingers. That's just the nature of the indoor football league. Some of these guys are going to move around. So be out there and be ready to cheer those guys on. But as far as who, I don't think any of us know or could say with reasonable certainty. Even Jordan, he's part of the team, but football operations is not necessarily his side of things. And we wouldn't tell you if he did know, because that's not what we're doing here. He popped on again. I've got double Jordan. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
So, okay. Well, then we will remove that one, and we got you here. April mentioning, glad we were able to raise 4,000 people for $4,000 for people affected by the floods on Sunday,
awesome.
on Saturday at the six shooters. Sunday with the six shooters. What happened Sunday with the six shooters?
So right down the street, we did. There's a restaurant called Texas Pride. It's a barbecue restaurant.
Very good.
Super
Very good
cool.
barbecue restaurant.
Yeah, been around forever. They did a big benefit over there, and all of the six shooters showed up. We did a big a raffle and an auction and all kinds of stuff, and they were involved with that. And Don Rackler was down there, me and April were down there, and it was a huge success. They raised a ton of money for flood relief over there, so that was a lot of fun.
So that 4,000 with the six shooters at Texas Pride is in addition to the 4,000 that was raised on game night with the Kick for Cash. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know the exact number of what was raised. I think she might be talking about the Kick for Cash number. I'm not sure, but I never heard exactly how much came from either one. So I was kinda out of the loop on that.
Yeah, you're right. I read it wrong. 4,000 raised, and then much more on Sunday. So yes, you're right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
So
part of that 4,000 was from our Greg Nelson, one of our long-standing patrons. That was great to see him out there and make that kick.
Yep.
And I think Pop gave Greg got 2, and then Pop gave another 2 anyway, even though the guy didn't get it at the end.
Right.
And that doesn't even count what we got off of the raffle we did, which I don't even know how much we made on that. So there's more money on the table that on top of that. So very all around good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to put that out there. I'm not sure that verify that that's correct, but
no, she's right. I mean, altogether, everything they did on Sunday was over $100,000.
Wow.
At the
there you
Texas
go.
Pride deal.
$4,000 at the game, over $100,000 on Sunday at Texas Pride Barbecue. All of that money going to relief efforts and recovery in Kerr County.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Absolutely incredible.
They did an
the
auction
raffle
on
raised
Sunday.
1,000.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's cool. They did a raffle at Texas Pride, and the six shooters were carrying around the items as they raffled them off, showing them to everyone. It was really neat.
Very cool. Very cool. That is amazing. That is incredible. Let's talk a little bit about IFL before we get back into our final round of the night. I've got that all set up and ready to go. But around the IFL, Leo, the playoff teams are set.
Yes.
But the seeding may not be set for all of these teams. But in the East, it is going to be Quad City, Green Bay, Tulsa, and Jacksonville in the playoffs. Go Tulsa. Go Oilers. In the West, Bay Area, the Arizona Rattlers, San Diego, and Vegas will be your playoff teams. Obviously, given our druthers, we would be part of that picture. We're not. Other than that, how are you feeling about that particular slate of teams for the playoffs, Leo? What do you think of when you hear those 8 teams, that top half of the league?
I mean, outside of San Antonio not being in there, you know, I don't think there's a lot of surprises. Maybe Jacksonville's a surprise, you know, going into the season. You know, they made a big jump from last season to this season. Give them credit. We beat the pants off of them in their home field, you know, so there's that. But you know, credit to them for the turnaround season. They're probably the most improved team of the year. But in the West, you know, outside of San Antonio being in there, maybe instead of San Diego, you know, at the beginning of the season, Bay Area, Arizona, and the Vegas team were all probably about what you might have expected. I'm glad the sugar cookies, didn't make it. But yeah, I would say the biggest surprise is Jacksonville and Tulsa. Also, a little bit of a surprise. And now you got to root for, the ultimate underdog story of the guy that was sitting on the couch that nobody wanted, according to people in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People we've had here on this show said exactly that.
Yep. He's sitting on the couch that nobody wanted, and now he's out there leading the team into the playoffs. Also part of the reason why another team was eliminated. But you got to root for that underdog story. So go Tulsa and go Sam Castronova. It's great to see him out there on the field and off the couch.
My particular thoughts on the playoffs have nothing to do with the West. I could care less what happens in the West. Bay Area, Arizona, San Diego, Vegas, I don't care. I don't really like any of those teams. I don't care what happens to any of those teams. I hope they, I hope they have fun. Whatever. All of my thoughts come from the East. First and foremost, Tulsa. Yes. I want to see Sam Castronova win an IFL championship in the same season he wins an AF1 championship. I want to see that guy make history. I know Sam. I met Sam. I spent time with Sam. I like that guy. And so even with him not wearing a Gunslinger jersey, which bugs me, but, hey, I want that guy to be successful. Early in the night, Abel Garcia said, I like Zoe. I love that you're using Zoe. I like Zoe.
Here we go.
But if y'all had to pick, come on, we'd take Sam back in a heartbeat. That's a comment. I mean, that's a thing that we can all talk about. I don't really see a point in having that conversation because that's just not where we are. And that's not going to happen. I'm very happy with Joaquin, and I want to see what his future looks like as a gunslinger, but I'm always going to be a Sam fan. So that's my first thing. My second thing is Jacksonville Sharks. I don't like the Jacksonville Sharks, but I'm very excited that they're in the playoffs because they were poor last year. They were not a good football team last year, and now they're in the playoffs with a chance to win a championship if they can make their way through the tournament. And you know what that means? That means next year it could be us. We're not even poor. We're not great, but we're not as bad this year as they were last year. That means if they can do this in one year and turn it around, so can we. So I'm happy that they're in the playoffs, not because it's Jacksonville, but simply because of what it means for us. And third, with no comment necessary, I am so glad that Massachusetts is not in the playoffs. Moving on. James Palmer says if Sam wins the IFL championship, he retires. Man, I don't know. I see riding off into the sunset with 2 championships in the same year is a really cool thing to do. But also, like, if you're that good, do you stop then? Don't you keep going? See what else you can do?
I think he's going to Tom Brady it.
Think so?
I know Sam. I think Sam's going to keep playing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. As long as he's able to. And I mean, I realize he's got a young family he loves spending time with, but I think he was able to do that this year. I think he was able to play.
Able to do that with the move back to Albany. So
yeah. So I don't see any reason why he wouldn't when he could. Jay Washington really wants you to show off your new jersey, Leo.
Well, I think it's part of my bullseye.
Okay, then save it.
So we'll save it. I will do it, but it's gonna be my bullseye for the week.
Yeah. Save that. And everybody piling some love on Coach Gibson. A couple of different comments on Defensive Player of the Year. Gibson. I'm not happy that they made the playoffs because they're Jacksonville or because of Coach Gibson. I'm just happy about it because I see what it can mean for us. And that makes me happy enough. All right, we need to move into this final round. We have 1 round left for tonight, and this will decide the final 4. The best fan jerseys in San Antonio Gunslingers history so far. And you're right, we're going to have to do this every year because we get a whole new slate of jerseys next year. So we can't just stop here. We got to keep this going. I need to eliminate that. There we go. And we'll move right into the first round. It is the Smoking Guns jersey.
Ooh.
Who's made it all the way to the Elite Eight after putting out the Chewbacca jersey and the Come and Take It jersey versus the Goons Up, the Gunslinger jersey, defeated Kali Rashad and the Fiesta 24 jersey to get here. And I get to go first.
Be real, Philip.
Never say die, Philip.
I'm going with the podcast jersey. This hurts. This hurts. These are two of my favorite jerseys, and this hurts. But again, a logo I helped design is on the jersey. So hard for me to say no to that. I really hate that I have to vote against. Part of me is rooting for the Gunslingers with your votes, but I'm going to go with the podcast jersey and carry that one forward, hopefully to the Final Four. Leo, your choice, your call.
Well, we got to make this tournament real and not totally biased, but also, you know, all great things come to an end. And I think the Gunslingers jersey is fantastic. It's a great design. It's new. It's fresh. It's new and retro at the same time, which is great. You know, in a period from the 80s, which is, you know, near and dear to me. And we need a new podcast jersey also. So
yeah, we do.
So I'm going Gunslingers, and I'll put the heat on Jordan on this one.
Not much heat on me. You know what I'm gonna pick. I love you guys. I love the podcast. I love the jersey, but I gotta go with Gunslingers on this one.
Ouch! Why does Jordan hate the Smoking Guns podcast? Leo turning on the posse says, Abel.
Come on, guys. If the Smoking Guns podcast has a jersey tournament and the Smoking Guns podcast jersey wins, it's just going to be dismissed by everyone.
I count that as an absolute win.
If I made another jersey this year based on how much I've developed as an artist since the one I made years ago or 2 years ago, it'd probably be a way different version than what we're seeing now. So,
I mean, let's be fair. This is carrying that other logo on it, and so it probably needs to die. It is important for the time period that it was in, but we are a different show now, and this doesn't really reflect the show that we are at this point. And so it moves on. It gets eliminated, and Gunslingers moves on to the Final Four. With deep regret, and I knew it. Yes. I knew it could go that way. I struggled myself here picking the Smoking Guns jersey. I love this design, this Gunslingers design, a lot more than I thought I would. When I first heard that it was a Goonies design, I was like, okay, well, yeah, that's fine, but you know, why not something cool like Back to the Future or Ghostbusters? Turned out great. And I love it. I love the glow on everything in the Gunslingers jersey. Like everything has a glow to it. And as you look at these two jerseys side by side, it almost dulls the Smoking Guns jersey to see, I mean, basically the same gray color, but one looks a little newer, a little shinier. And there you go. So.
I mean, that's just experience. So we need to make a new one.
We move on to the bottom of that side of the bracket, and we see the Joker take on the Stormtrooper jersey here. The Stormtrooper knocked Batman out somehow, some way, along with the old school 1983 Gunslinger jersey, our logo. The Joker knocked out Wolverine and the neon 1980s jersey. And now it goes to you, Leo. You get the first vote here between the Joker and the Stormtrooper.
Well, the Joker beat my Wolverine jersey, so I'm gonna spite pick the Stormtrooper jersey.
Ouch!
It's a spite pick. The Joker jersey isn't winning this one, winning my vote this time, so definitely going Stormtrooper. But to be fair, I really like that Stormtrooper jersey.
James Palmer, April Trotter, Iris Ferrante, all grabbing onto the Joker, but Abel still can't get over the fact that the Joker took his Superman jersey dreams away. Best jersey ever, if there was such a thing as Villain Night, he says. Jordan, your vote.
I'm gonna have to go with Joker. I love the Joker. I love them both, but Joker's got the edge on this one for me.
Well, if you've been keeping track tonight, you're not going to be surprised to hear me say the Joker. I picked it in the last round, and I picked against Stormtrooper in the last round for Batman. So it should not surprise you at all to hear me pick the Joker. And that means Joker moves on to the final four. I just like it. I like some of the details we didn't talk about earlier. I think we talked about last episode. The ha-has,
the stitching.
The stitching is a big thing for me that I like a lot. And so there you go. Stormtrooper falls to the Joker. And we move to the opposite side of the bracket where 6 shooters take on Wonder Woman. And this one's going to be tough. I know some people. I know a certain person in Chicago that's glad she doesn't have to vote on this particular setup. Jordan, you get to go first here. Both of these are jerseys that you really you like. Which one do you like more?
I'm gonna have to go with 6-shooter. It was just such a hit. It came out so organically, and it's just a favorite of mine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go 6-shooter on this one.
I'm trying to decide.
They're like Wonder Woman to me. All those girls are so amazing. They do such a great job every game.
Oh, look at him.
Absolutely.
That's solid. I'm just trying to decide if I want to save Leo or put him on the spot. I'm going to save him. I'm going 6 shooters too. I am voting to eliminate Wonder Woman, not because of anything wrong with this Wonder Woman design or jersey or the character, but the 6 shooters design is just fresh. It is original. It's a great design to represent a part of the team that only in the IFL they don't do this very well, but really throughout professional sports they don't prop up or honor their cheerleading squads very well. Dallas, the Cowboys do this. They made a whole brand out of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. But other than that, there's not a lot of cheerleading squads or dance squads that get the kind of recognition that they deserve. And I love that this is something that this team does. And I love this jersey, and I still can't believe I don't own it. So I'm going to go with the 6 shooters jersey and save you, Leo. What do you think, Leo?
Well, my vote doesn't matter anymore, right? So
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I will say Jay asked, he says, I need to know Loli's vote. I could tell you right now. She owns both these jerseys, but has said repeatedly that the Wonder Woman jersey is her favorite. So she would vote for Wonder Woman, and I'm voting Wonder Woman also. That's all I need to say.
Smart man.
So there you go. Abel Garcia asking if there's any Wonder Woman left jerseys left. Apparently, I've missed that comment a couple of times.
Sure, there is. I think so. I think there's plenty.
Jessica Palmer a little later
Oh,
in the
cool.
comments says she thinks there are some. She worked the merch booth and thinks she saw some. That's the best information we can give you. Swing
know
by
they're
the
not
merch
sold
booth
out.
on Saturday.
They're not sold out. Okay.
Final matchup of the night for us. Military 2025 and Venom take on each other. I'm not going to lie. These are two of my favorite jerseys. You know, I talked about the ones that I grabbed, the ones that are in high rotation for me. Both of these. Very high rotation for me. So this is going to be very,
Surprised this isn't the final lineup.
And I get to choose first, but I've made no bones about it. I love this jersey so much. From the moment I saw it, I knew that this was my favorite jersey. As much as I love the Venom and the cleanness and everything about it, I'm going with the 2025 military jersey. Leo, your vote.
I gotta go with the 25 military. It's a fantastic jersey. So is the Venom one, though. Like, yeah, these are both great jerseys in two totally different ways. But yeah, that 25 military jersey, just Jordan, you nailed it with that. We nailed it both of them, but yeah, that one is just really, really, really good.
Yeah, Jordan, not that your vote matters, but which one you'd vote for here?
I'm going with 25 as well because it's such an evolution. If I wish you could almost show the 25 with the 22 military green one right next to each other, because to see where it's come from the very first year we were involved to what the 25 looks like now, it's been such a cool process over the years to kind of hone my craft, and I'm really happy with the 25 as well. As much as I love Venom, I love that one, and I love what it represents. So
when we started all of this, we had 42 jerseys. We had 4 top seeds. They were the favorite jerseys of Leo, myself, and RC. And then the Smoking Guns podcast jersey was the number 1 jersey because, hey, it's our show. We have 2 of those number 1 seeds surviving all the way to the final 4, and 2 that fell. Wolverine fell in the round of 16, and the Smoking Guns podcast fell in this round of 8. 4 stand, and we will decide in 2 weeks when we come together, and we may put a fan vote aspect into the final 4. So be with us in 2 weeks and vote live on your favorites. The remaining jerseys are the Gunslingers, the Joker, which is a big surprise to me that is a Final 4 jersey. I love it, but I'm very surprised that it made its way through with some of these others, like the Venom jersey we were just talking about. Fall. The 6 shooters and the military 2025 jersey. Those are your 4 Final 4 jerseys. Gonna be fun. Gonna be fun to figure out which one of those 4 ends up getting crowned as the fan favorite. And now we move to the time of our night where we pick our best and worst in San Antonio Gunslingers football, or San Antonio football as a whole. We call it Bullspit and Bullseye. This is your opportunity to reach out and let us know what your Bullspit and Bullseye were for the week. But for now, we start with Leo. Leo, what's your Bullspit and Bullseye?
Well, I got stories.
Let's hear them.
I'll start with my Bullspit. Prior to the game, and I won't reveal his name on the show. I don't know if he wants that kind of exposure, but someone that we trust and know and love in the Gunslingers organization came by and said, "This is gonna be chippy. It's already started." And we're like, "Do tell." We're in the party zone. It says, well, prior to the pregame warm-ups, a certain individual, number 92, Mr. Isaiah Coe from the Arizona Rattlers, said something pretty disrespectful didn't exactly say what the words were, but said something very disrespectful at our 6-shooters. And this individual, being in earshot, really took exception to that and had some words to say to Mr. Coe, number 92, and shared that information with us and said it's going to get chippy because the players have already heard about it. And I said, oh, we're going to let him have it. And, from the fans as well here in the party zone. I said, well, every time he's near this end zone, he's going to hear it from us. And sure enough, he did. So, we had fun with it, and we definitely got in his head. The first time we were on him, he hadn't done anything to really get on him on the field. And I'm sure he didn't know the information we were privy to. And he turned around and looked at us, and he's like, well, what did I do? Why am I getting this kind of ire from these guys, specifically at me? But as the game went on, we just continued to let him have it. 9-2, shame on you, we chanted. And Jay Washington was down there with his huge cowbell, and he's ding, 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 shame. We're like the Game of Thrones. We're doing the shame over and over again, and just giving him a hard time about it because, we love our 6-shooters, and they don't deserve that kind of treatment from anybody. So we were definitely down there getting in his ear and telling him that he needs to show some respect. Jamar's doing it right now in the comments with the double bell and shame. But yeah, we definitely let him have it throughout the game. And he gave us a couple of opportunities because he had some big penalties. He had a rough in the passer over towards our side. And we let him have it. But our 6-shooters are doing their job out there. They're very professional. They're great young ladies. We praise them all the time, and it's well-deserved because of how hard they work and what a great job, a fantastic job they do. They are truly a huge part of this organization and a big reason that this fan base really loves the fan experience and loves this Gunslingers organization. So to hear that a player would be disrespectful and crude like that to these young ladies, they certainly don't deserve that and shouldn't be subjected to that. So that is definitely my bull spit. And my bullseye, we didn't get the win, but this made it a very special night for me. I don't know if I'm really supposed to be sharing this, but I definitely have a lot of gratitude and love in my heart for Kali Rashad and all of his family. We had his dad, Kevin Lewis, came down before the game and kind of a little kind of low key hand me something totally I wasn't expecting. I wasn't sure. It caught me off guard, surprised, shook my hand, turned around, walked away, smiled, and I saw what he was wearing, and he was wearing a personalized Kali Rashad jersey. And then I looked down, and then I snapped. I realized what this was that he handed to me. And so I, kind of smiled, and I said, "Hey, Kevin, thanks." And he gives me the thumbs up as he walks away. He didn't make a big deal out of it. And so I opened it up, and then I see on top of that up on the left shoulder, Kali Rashad took the time to sign it for me. But this is something that I will truly cherish from Kevin and Kali and everyone that was involved. I know it was a family thing, so I'm really grateful and thank you. I think this may be one that I might have to frame along with the others that I have. But it's a Kali Rashad graphic jersey. I will always be your biggest fan. And then on the bottom there, I don't know if I can show it. So it says Gunslingers football. And then his name on the nameplate. And then, like I said, he went ahead and signed that for me on the shoulder. But totally unexpected, but definitely appreciated beyond words. Thank you so much. I've said for many years now, Kali Rashad is my favorite football player on the planet. Doesn't matter the league, doesn't matter the level. I've enjoyed watching Kali over the years playing in the red, white, and blue of the Gunslingers. I don't know what's going to happen after this this final game this season, if he comes back, so he certainly can. He can do it if that's the way it works out. But who knows what we'll see? But this is very special to me, and I will always be a Kali Rashad fan. Very big fan of Kali Rashad. Definitely my bullseye of the week.
Sure. Lost Jordan. I think he'll pop in maybe back here in a second. Alex McSwain says, bullseye, the money raised, bull spit, a higher attended crowd, but with free tickets for first responders and vets. Still sad it wasn't much higher attended. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I understand. I understand the frustration. And I know that the organization is also understanding your frustration. It just seems harder than we ever thought to get San Antonio to pay attention. Jay Washington, bullseye, the national anthem, the money raised for Kirk County, the fight in our players. Bull spit 92, shame on you. And the fact that next week is our last week. Too true. Abel Garcia, bull spit, y'all voted against Wolverine. Double bull spit, no Superman jersey. Triple bull spit, no RC. You didn't like anything about this week, huh? Sorry, we just. I hope you come back and watch or listen to the show again sometime. You seem to really not like anything we did tonight. Jordan is back.
Sorry.
No, you're cool. Bull spit, bullseye. You got anything?
Oh, well, I didn't hear about what happened with the 6-shooter, but that's like the second time. The last home game we had an issue that I wasn't aware of either. So my bullspit would be players from other teams insulting our cheerleaders, which are the sweetest girls and really don't deserve any strays in that regard at all. So I hope we put a stop to that, and I hope people can be mature and stop doing that. It just drives me up the wall.
Gotcha.
And it's probably kind of a God thing that I'm not there when it happens, because I'd lose my mind. I'm going to say my bullseye is my beautiful wife, who works so hard. And this game, there's a lot of things that happen right before the game that no one knows about. Our PA guy dropped out hours before the game started. We thought we had flags for the rappelling for the national anthem. All of a sudden, they're gone. She solves all those problems, and she really wasn't feeling good, and she makes it happen every game, and I really appreciate her, and I love her so much, and she's definitely my bullseye for life. So appreciate April.
Absolutely. Just an incredible job. Yeah, I got a text message as I was driving into San Antonio from Jordan, and he goes, "Hey, PA announcer's not going to work out. You got any ideas?" And I didn't have a whole lot of ideas. I knew Leo wanted to enjoy the game and be with his family and friends there in the party zone. I threw out one name. I said, "Hey, you know somebody who knows a ton about this thing that might be interested and always at the game, Alex McSwain." So I sent him a message and said, "Hey, are you going to the game? Did you ever want to be the PA announcer?" I did not see his message until after the game, but he sent me back a message that says, "Yes, I'm going to the game. And no, I have never, ever, ever wanted to be the PA announcer." And so,
which would have been my answer as well.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the fact that people don't really understand everything that goes into making these games happen. We see a piece of it, both on the broadcast side and then just because we know you guys. Alex McSwain says, "Nope, never, never." The amount of work that you guys do to make these games come together, and the fact that you have two right here in a row, is that easier? Is it just like, well, we can get some stuff done and just in a two shot like this? Or is it, I got to imagine you go home on Saturday night after a game and you go, and we got another one of these in 6 more days, man. We got to do all of this over again. Is there some of that?
I don't know. I mean, it feels like every time there's challenges that arrive, that you're not like curveballs that you're not going to see happen. Like you feel like you're in a good spot. Like, okay, we've got this done and we've got this done and we've got this done. We're in good shape. And then things like what happened for this last game happen. And then there's no way to pre-plan for that or deal with it. There's also the setup that takes place on Friday. So we're usually, well, I think we were there till 9 or 10 Friday before the game, getting everything set up. And then game day. And then we did a charity event Sunday. And then, you start the week over and you don't really feel like you had a weekend. But, we love doing it. It's our passion. We love this team. I don't know how April does what she does. She plans the whole freaking game.
Right.
She puts. I don't even know how to make a spreadsheet. She puts it from beginning to end on a spreadsheet of every minute to minute what's going to happen, and then proceeds to make it happen throughout the game. I don't know. I'm just on a headset, and she can tell me what to do when I need to do it, but I don't know how she does what she does. But
yeah, he's not like none of this is. I realize that everybody doesn't see run a show like I do, or I don't even see it, but I know it exists. But every minute of this experience is planned out. None of this is haphazard. None of this is like, I guess we'll build a burger here. That's not the way this works. It is planned meticulously down to legitimately the minute. 5:43 is when things start. And it's not 5:45 and it's not 5:40 and it's not somewhere in that window. It is 5:43. Things start. It is meticulously planned.
Exactly. I mean, and with the media timeouts and with the halftime, it's very strict with the league. I got to start the engine of this last game. I went to start the 6-pack truck. The battery's dead.
Is that why it didn't come out? Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering why it didn't come out.
Battery's dead. I'm like, what do I do? So I just jumped out the truck. I was like, get out, girls. We're running out. And we just ran out on the field. And that decision was made right then and there on the spot.
Right.
So, and then we tried to fix it before the next one. Obviously wasn't going to happen. So we just did that 2 times in a row, which was kind of cool to have all the girls run out on the field and shoot their shirts out that way. We've never seen that done before. So it was neat. We'll have it fixed by next game. But, stuff like that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. And you got to, when you have such a tightly planned schedule, little hiccups like that can either make you or break you. But we've been doing this for a while. I remember the first year when we started, man, just having an anxiety attack because we didn't know what we were doing. And there's like moments of pause and silence, and there's hundreds of people, thousands of people in there just waiting for you, and you're freaking out. So from then till now, we've gotten so much better at dealing with that. But
again, we'll peel back the curtain here a little bit and show you guys, think about what this is. Media timeouts are 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes worth of ads that have to run. And the guy that runs the game, the white hat, is mad already about that 2 minutes. He wants to get moving on the game. Mm-hmm. He wants to keep things moving. And so it's a fight to get those 2 minutes. And all of the things that happen during those media timeouts, whether it's the truck coming out and shooting shirts or build a burger or any of those kind of promotions, anything that happens has to happen within a 2-minute window. It's crazy how much coordination that takes.
It's a whole production.
Mass Bandit of San Antonio, his bull spit this Saturday is the final game of the season. His bullseye, no matter what the downs are this season, we all came together as Gunslinger family, cheered on our team, brought the energy, and brought the noise.
Yep.
James Palmer and Jessica Palmer mentioning portable battery chargers or a Halo that you might want to have on hand. James Palmer says he's got one he could bring and have available. So there you go.
I've been plugged into my PlayStation this whole time, but I guess it doesn't charge when it's in rest mode. So I just figured that out. So
my bullseye, my bull spit, let me start with that, was the look on Tyler Huddle's face as I began to walk out to my car, taking the tunnel out to the parking lot, and he was walking the same direction as me, and seeing that look on a player's face is just, it's rough, and I think a lot of Tyler. I know the last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks has been difficult for him, not just on the football field, but what he's been doing and what he's done, and how much he's thrown himself into some of the recovery and response in Kirk County. And to know all of that could have come together in this really amazing, heroic moment where he kicks the ball through the uprights and secures a 1-point win, and it just didn't work out that way. And seeing that look on his face and doing my poor, pathetic job of trying to get him to buck up was not something that I enjoyed. These guys, if you think they walk off the field and they're like, well, I guarantee you that's not how they feel. And that is not that's not a look I like to see on anybody's face, but it hurt. It was probably the lowest moment of the night for me. My bullseye just has to be the way this organization finds ways to come together and do things when things are necessary. And that includes or is specifically centered on the relief effort. The fact that, look, with all the money that is being donated and all of the goods and items and things that are going toward Kirk County right now, you look at it and you say, wow, $110,000 is a drop in the bucket for what's needed and what's coming in. But it's our drop and it's our bucket. And that's a big deal. The way this organization, look, they don't have to do any of this. They can just say, that's someone else's job or that's someone else's to do. And they don't. They see a need and they fill the need, and that's a big thing. That's a big thing for me because it's something that I make my message outside of Gunslinger world is to use your platform and do something with it. I don't even care necessarily what you do with it, but everybody has a platform. Everybody has people that look to them and watch them and listen to them. And you need to use that platform, whatever yours is, large, small, whatever, and do something with it to make the world better. And the Gunslingers do that. And so that's a big thing for me. Goes back to the starfish story. Alex McSween says, yes, I'm not going to retell it, but yes. Last episode, I think it was last episode, we talked about the starfish story, and that's exactly what it is. And that's so much of my message is use your platform, no matter what it is, to do something good for the world. And the Gunslingers do that. So,
yes, they do.
Here it is. There they are. Your final four. Lined up right there together. Gunslingers, Joker, 6 shooters, and finally the one that will win it all. I'm calling my shot right now. The military 2025 jersey.
You might be right.
You missed it, Jordan. I called my shot. I put up the final four. Gunslingers, Joker, 6 shooters, and the one that will win it all. The military 2025 jersey.
Sorry, someone called me. I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties tonight.
You're good. You're absolutely all right. Abel, go ahead.
I was just going to say, those are 4 fantastic jerseys right up there on that screen.
Abel Garcia says, all jokes and hate aside, I love this team. I love this podcast. I appreciate the season-long coverage. I hope you guys know how much we support we give y'all in the sport. That's so hard to try and get other people interested in. It has been an uphill battle to find whatever it is that San Antonio needs to get behind this thing. But that wasn't Jordan's fault. I did that one. I meant to hit that. It has been an uphill battle in a way that I don't think any of the three of us really realized when all of this kicked off a few years ago. It just feels like the product is so good that people will just take notice and start showing up. And that's not the way it's worked out for whatever reason. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep trying.
Yep.
I know that in the coming year, the Texas Sports Production Player of the Game for high school football, which has been a John Wayne Player of the Game for years, is not necessarily the John Wayne Player of the Game anymore. I might be speaking out of school. I might not supposed to say anything. I'm going to do it anyway. The San Antonio Gunslingers are going to be the title sponsor for
Nice.
the high school Player of the Game. That's huge. That's huge exposure for the brand and for the team. It has been alongside John Wayne for the past couple of years. Like the Gunslingers have been a part of that conversation, but now it's going to be fully the Gunslingers. And what a genius connection. So many sports fans already connected to high school football will now be connecting with the Gunslingers to vote for their players of the game all season long. That's a big thing. That's big news. So the team is trying, the organization is trying to find those inroads to get more people in the seats. You fans do your part. I know you do. Keep pushing, keep trying, keep wearing your merchandise and telling everybody you know about this organization. It helps. It makes the difference. And we'll see those numbers grow. We will.
Yes.
You did have a special guest show up. That do you want to talk a little bit about that, Jordan?
Who's that? Oh yeah, Scotty.
Yeah.
McCreary?
Yeah, Scotty McCreary showed up.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, he was playing next door. He showed up and hung out in one of the suites, and he actually wore one of our baseball jerseys during his performance, which was super cool. He's a super nice guy.
It's awesome.
And we need more. We need more of that, man. I think if we get, anybody that just shows up and watches a game for a little while is instantly sucked into it. I mean, I'm really hoping that 2026 is going to be the year we break through on, we've put in all the time, we've put in all the hours,
Yes.
I think it's going to be our year on a fan side, and our year on a team side. As far as I want a championship next year, and I want people to start realizing what they've been sleeping on in San Antonio next year. So, and we're gonna put in the time and the effort, and we're gonna make some shifts and do some things differently, like we do every year, to improve across the board. But we're really going to be working our butts off in the off season this year to bring you the best possible experience and performance from our team, and experience fan side and experience on the player side as well. So we're really excited. I'm very optimistic, and it's time. I'm ready to make some things happen.
Chase Risman asking for some details about the what has always been the John Wayne Player of the Game and Player of the Week, which will now be the San Antonio Gunslingers Player of the Game, Player of the Week. It is both, actually. He's asking, is it Player of the Game or Player of the Week? Any game covered on Texas Sports Productions, high school game, at the end of the game, they name a Player of the Game for that game. Then all of those players of the game for the entire week are lined up on a website, and I think that will be a Gunslingers website at this point. It's always been a John Wayne website before that you go to and you vote. So everybody in that community, a Lavernia kid gets named Player of the Game, and all of Lavernia goes and votes all week long to try to get that guy as Player of the Week. And then Thursday or Friday, they make an announcement of Player of the Week, and somebody goes out to the school and presents him with a trophy or a memento of some sort. At the end of the year, all 10 of those or 11 of those Players of the Week then compete for votes, same sort of thing on the website. And there's a Player of the Year that gets announced, and I believe there's a scholarship for a couple of those players that comes through that. Do I have that right, Jordan?
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
In a nutshell. Yeah. And there's also a fan of the year that we do for everyone, like whoever is involved with the process. We do I don't know what that's going to look like
Sure.
going forward, but I'm sure there's going to be some changes in several different areas. But you got it in a nutshell. So yeah, it's a really cool process. It's really cool for all the. You say hi.
Say hello.
Hi.
Daddy, what you singing at tomorrow?
Yeah, 1 second. So it's really cool. It's a way to stay connected with all of the high schools around
Right.
the area, and it's a good experience for the kids, and we love to be a part of it. So
Yeah, and it's a incredible thing. I heard a couple of weeks ago that that was going to shift from John Wayne over to the Gunslingers, which means all of that traffic that used to be traffic to go to John Wayne is now going to go to the Gunslingers, and that is just more brand recognition and the brand getting out there even more and more.
And honestly, it makes more sense. I mean,
Yes.
at least last year we had the Gunslingers involved. We had players there. You know, it was kind of a natural transition to where it is now. So
Yeah. I'm very excited about it. I think it's a great. I think it makes. I think, like you just said, it just makes sense. It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
For everybody.
And we are the sideline star too. So the cheerleaders pick a cheerleader from that school, and honor them as well. Which is a new thing that we just started. So
very cool. Very cool. We are the Smoking Guns Podcast. We are brought to you by a great set of patrons who help us make the show go and then help us send kids to football camp and six shooters camp at the end of the year in the summer. We just did that a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks ago, actually. Those patrons are Iris Ferrante, Mo Ferrante, Alfred Rodriguez, James Palmer, Jessica Palmer, Jay Washington, Jordan Stubing, that guy right there, James Stubing, Kim and Greg Nelson. They are some of our favorite people, and if you want to be part of that list, you can go to patreon.com /Smoking Guns Pod. That's Smoking No G, Guns with a Z, P-O-D. And you can sign up to be a patron at a $5, $10, or $20 a month level and help us pay the bills on the show. Also help us get kids to football camp and cheer camp in June and July when that comes up. If you want to reach out to the show, we are available on all the social media at Smoking Guns Pod. We are also available via email at smokinggunspod@gmail.com. I think that's everything. Did I miss anything?
I think you got it all.
You got it, bro.
I should really write all that down so I don't miss stuff. I do that from memory, not the names. I have the names listed here, but I do the rest of that from memory. I should probably write down the outro so that I know what the deal is. We got one more game, guys.
One more.
It's gonna be a blast. It's Outlaw Night, and the first 1,000 fans. Is that right?
Yes.
Get their bandana. You heard it here first. Red with black instead of black with red. I still have mine. It's in the truck.
Yeah, me too.
Year.
This one's cool. I really like this one. It's got
I'm
like a
excited to see it.
design on it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, with all that being said, if you're looking for the best indoor football presentation experience, you're not going to find it anywhere in Arizona. There's 3 teams there. Guess what? All 3 of those teams had to come here to find the best football experience, indoor football experience. Oh, sign up. Yeah. Get your tickets now. They're half off, 50% off tickets right now on San Antonio Gunslingers.com.
Either one.
SAGunslingers.com also get you there. You're not going to find the best indoor football experience up in Tulsa. There's a really great player that plays there, but he knows there's an even better indoor football experience because he's experienced it. He's been a part of it before. If you're looking for the best indoor football experience anywhere, the 210 has got something to say. Bang, bang. All right, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. The 17 of you that are still on. We appreciate you. Make sure you like and share and subscribe and do all the things and listen to the episode tomorrow. Find out what the cold open is. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. So you got to download it at least to hear that first part of it. Even if you've been with us all night, you got to see what I think is the best part of the show, to draw people in. So make sure you go check that out when it comes out tomorrow. Thanks, Jordan, for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
No
Yeah.
problem. Love you guys. I'm gonna
Being
go
that
save
third-
my wife for my children now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
Good
them
night.
for letting us borrow you for that long.
Absolutely.
I'll let her know. Appreciate y'all. Had a
Yep.
good time. Thank you guys.
We'll see you soon.
Lots of
All right,
fun.
later.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Night, guys.